mysterious incident of damselflies trying to drown each other, and how cloning actually works are all to see in this episode. Hi, I'm Daniel Cobley, and this is The Hidden World. We begin our journey in London, in just your average garden, an average pond, where something quite peculiar is going on. It seems to be that there's an epic clash going on here. Two damselflies locked in battle, one holding the other down. If I can find them. But something about this doesn't just fit. I mean, the two below aren't exactly resisting, they're rather complying. So what is actually going on here is, well, they're laying eggs. You see, damselflies go through a courtship, and after that, the males will then clasp hold of the female's neck using their abdomen. And they do this for two primary reasons. The first one is sort of a safety net system. Like on the Eiffel Tower, there are little safety nets in case someone falls off. They do it because, obviously, no insect without sufficient equipment can hold themselves on the water. These damselfly here are holding onto some pondweed, and the female is trying to lay her eggs inside that weed. So they act as a safety net, so that if the female were to slip and fall, he could then try and pull her back out. There is also another reason why they do this, which is more selfish. But still, well, it's not particularly selfish, but I'll just explain. They also do it to make sure that no other males will mate with their female. And the reason I called it selfish was because it's not for anyone else's benefit. It is primarily so that their genes, and only their genes, will be in those eggs. And here the green female is now trying to lay her eggs, and she has realised that it's just not sufficient. She can't lay her eggs there. It's not rotten enough, not soft enough. Now, how exactly is the female able to lay her eggs inside this pond matter? Because, I mean, if you think about most other things, they just lay their eggs on top of stuff. I mean, lacewings will make little bits of silk and then they'll put their eggs on the end. Spiders will wrap their eggs in silk, but they don't really put it inside things that are already there. The spiders lay their eggs on top of something and then their silk package just folds over. So, how are they doing this? Well, they have a very neat little tool. It's called an ovipositor. And not just an ovipositor, but they also have a little spike as well. Just a very, very, very small one, tiny. And with that spike, they slit the pond matter, and with the ovipositor, they lay their eggs. So, really not much mystery here. Just a very fantastic courtship routine. fantastic. All that just so that the damselflies could lay their eggs. Now, while we're on the subject of making more of yourselves, the next generation, I was quite worried of an infestation just a little while ago. Now, over there, I have quite a few reptiles. I love reptiles, they're amazing. And specifically, I have leopard geckos. Now, this isn't particularly important, except for the fact that leopard geckos need live food. And usually, I would use locusts, who are, quite slow and very nice meals for the leopard geckos. Now, I was going away for a little while, just a weekend or so, and the place where I got my locusts from had nearly no locusts. They only had crickets. Now, long story short, I don't like crickets. I do not like them. They're not nice. They're very bad creatures. I don't like crickets. But I still had to try and feed them to them. And I had to get them out of the tub and into the tank. That's quite hard because they can move quite fast when they want to. And one of them escaped. And I was really worried, causing an infestation. Now, why? Why would it be that just one of it's not actually one of these, it's just a cricket. But why was I worried that just one little bug could duplicate itself and cause an infestation? Well, it's all in the way that some arthropods can reproduce. Some arthropods, and other creatures as well, have the ability to reproduce asexually. Now, most creatures reproduce sexually. Before we get on to what's what and he's gone mad, most creatures reproduce sexually, which is where the mother's genes and the father's genes, in the form of an egg and sperm, and the codes that go with them, the DNA codes with A and G and T and C, adenine, guanine, thymine, cytosine, and same on the father, combine to make something new. Because, you see it all the time. You're not completely identical to your mother, nor to your father. You are something different. You are a mix of the two. But, in the case of the cricket, it's not this, that was sexual reproduction. In the case of the cricket, you have the mother's genes, and instead of having the father's genes and making something new, it's just the mother's genes, and instead of going all that trouble to make something new, they just make more. Complete genetic clones of each other. They can clone themselves. Each one of them is born, all of them that have the potential to reproduce asexually are born ready to pop out 20 more at a moment's notice. Although crickets, thankfully for me, are not one of those creatures that have that ability. So crickets make something new, but of course there are disadvantages to this. If there was a disease that could easily kill one of you, you would all be dead, because you are exact copies of each other. So disease comes and it can kill one, it can kill you all with exactly no problem. Reproducing sexually with changes, out of 10 people, maybe one of them is immune to this disease, and therefore the species survives. So, I'm not completely mad. That wasn't going to cause an infestation after all.